Hi everyone, it's Nancy back with another process video for you. Here I am just selecting my stash, and I'm going through, this is the Quirky kit which I shared in a previous video, and I'm just going through selecting some paper, and I'm looking through these Maggie Home collection. I'm trying to find some blues that will go with the blue of the photo, which is really where I'm taking my influence from this layout. This is it's the Mayberry American Crafts pad, so I'm just trying to find some colours that go with it there. So I've pulled out that polka dot piece from the Maggie Homes. I was going to go with the white background, but I decided not to. And here I am just pulling out that piece of Maggie Homes vellum as well that I've got a couple of sheets of those because they came in kits. So here I am just trying to work out how I'm going to get that photo to show up. I decided it was a little bit too matchy-matchy with that background, so I just add a little bit of the turquoise, and that is again a background piece from Alison Krefft. I cut a piece of that grey tissue paper, which was actually from the packaging of my Quirky kit. And I'm just cutting lots of layers up here. I'm just using my scissors because my trimmer blade is doing my head in. So I've decided I'm just going to cut it out with scissors. So yeah, here I am just going through my stash, my box that I keep in front of me with all my scraps. Just trying to find some more blue pieces to work with it. So here I am taking out this piece of turquoise, and it's got kind of a bokeh effect on. So I'm just cutting a piece of that. I'm kind of quite happy with how that is looking as a cluster. Just trying to work out if we'll need to put some other bits on here. Again, I decide that this is all quite cream toned. Sorry, the video is a little bit jumpy there. I actually forgot to plug my power cable in, so the camera died. So here I am just going through my Project Life cards, just looking through, finding what, some that kind of match the colours. And my Project Life cards are all mixed up, and I bought quite a few sort of split packs, so I don't actually know what some of these cards are from. I believe a couple of them are actually from when I was subscribing to the Studio Calico Project Life. I do like all these I love these Project Life cards, and as you know from my previous haul, I also got the Midnight Edition, and I have the mini kits. I'm very much been inspired like how Nicole Jones 911 uses them as sort of layers in her, in her layouts. Layers in her layouts even. Didn't sound right in my head. So I'm just, pulling all these sort of blue bits out and seeing which ones I'm going to use as layers. I did initially like this kind of card because it had like the camera and a bit of space for journaling, but the blue was just too dull. This blue is actually from an American Crafts cut apart sheet, and I absolutely love this card here. It's kind of got a ombre sort of diamond effect on. I really love that card, so I decided that's going to have to make it onto this layout. And again, I don't actually end up using many of these. Again, I believe this one is from Studio Calico kit as well, because it's I think it was from the Atlantic collection, which has kind of got little boats on, so I thought it kind of went with the theme. So I decided that I'm now going to add some texture to my background, as I do, and here I am just cleaning off my rolling stamps because I hadn't actually cleaned them off very well from when I used them at the crop. So I just used a baby wipe there, which actually was a bit dry, so it didn't really do much. So here I am just using that, I think it's called Curved Chevron, and I'm just layering this up over and over again, and that is the Night of Navy Stampin' Up ink. So again, I've kept very much with the blue tones. So here I am using the Bermuda Bay and that Plus stamp. I do think this is my new favourite stamp. I love the arrows, but this Plus one is gorgeous. So I've used it on quite a few layouts, and actually the stamp needs a bit of a wash, it's getting a bit grubby. So just added that over there. And I say I really like how that looks. There I am just giving you a little quick squizzy look because it went too quick. So here I am just using some ink, and again that is kind of a light blue one. Then I'm adding some turquoise Dylusions, which does give quite a nice strong colour. So here I am rooting around in my crop bag, which I hadn't actually emptied out, and I believe I'm looking for my Seafoam ink and also my grey. Yep, so I'm just going to put some Seafoam on, and then some of my favourite Route 66 ink. So I'm really pleased with how that's looking, and I just kind of end up sticking it down. I don't kind of really think too much about the placement, and then I wish I hadn't have stuck it down because the piece of tissue paper, I completely forgot what it's called there, should have gone underneath that, but I end up actually ripping it. I actually really prefer that effect. So I'm just adding my layers here. I mean, I often find that, you do something kind of, a bit by mistake, but you end up really liking it. So here I am adding some mist over the top of that paper. Again, I'm doing that more and more, kind of adding a texture in between my layers as well. So I really love that card, so I decided that's going to be sort of one of my main sort of focus points there. And so just working out moving my picture, I do end up just cutting that down a little bit so I can use it on the other side as well. This photo is of a little boat which belonged to the hotel that I stayed at in Scotland, and this isn't actually the boat that we used because there was a lot more of us, but I actually went on a coach, and it was quite a windy road down to where the lock is, because the hotel was right on the lock edge. And so to save time, because it was nearly an hour drive to get down to the hotel, they kind of had an arrangement that there was a car park over the other side of the lock, so the coach would park there, and then we'd get people from the hotel would come over in the boat and pick us up and then take us the sort of 15 minutes it took to get across the lock. So I just wanted to kind of document that story because, I thought it was quite a cool thing that, you had like a water taxi. Was a little bit apprehensive the first time that we went across, but it was great. It was easy, and it actually kind of saved that long drive. A couple of times though it was absolutely chucking it down, so that was interesting. So here I have just taken out some of the leftovers I had, the vellum or sort of transparency pieces that came from the Scraptastic January kit, which you saw I used quite a lot at the crop, and I've just added those into my die cut box there. I find this other cut apart piece that's from Maggie Holmes, and so here I am just looking at creating another cluster at the top there, so I cut a bit of the vellum off. I find that label as well. You also probably just saw me flash up, I actually brought a big lot of that glue, because it actually worked out cheaper to buy a big sort of one, and I'm going to just use it to refill that one because that one was getting quite empty. So I've just added a little bit of the tissue paper up the top there. I've added a little bit of vellum, and then that lovely cut apart. I decide that I'm going to take out two different colours of washi tape. One is sort of a pale green, and one is a blue and white stripe. So here I am sort of tearing little bits off there, just trying to get it, deciding how I'm going to get it to look. So I'm just layering it under there. I decided it's left a little bit of a weird edge, so I just add another little bit of that blue in. And so now I'm going to decide I'm going to use that across different points of the layout. And because I've got the vellum and the tissue paper, I can kind of layer it under as well. I actually really like the ripped edge of that tissue paper, so I think I'm going to be doing that effect again. So just adding the two different colours of washi tape, and then again adding some ink over the top there. I really like that dark ink. It's quite a saturated ink, so I really like that. And I'm just taking my Plus roller stamp and going over some of the layers there. I'm just blotting off some of that ink and just cutting off that top cluster there. I'm really happy with how that top cluster turned out. I'm just going through other bits that I've got sort of laying around, not laying around, but I took to the crop. Just looking through the different flare and things that I found. I decided I want to add something to those clusters, so I take out my biscuit tin full of bits and pieces. I take out these large buttons, which I believe are from crepe paper. I have 2 of those. And then I take out this camera flare, which is actually a really nice navy colour, so it works really well with this layout actually. And then I think, yes, I'm just going for some tiny little brads as well. And they've got a little gem in them just to add into the clusters. I've also just pulled out that little vellum pocket of transparent stars that I got in a Studio Calico grab bag from Christmas. And I'm just pulling out some of these larger sort of dark navy. It might even be a dark grey transparency. So I'm just going to add those to each cluster. I can't find my poker tool, and I've also can't find my knife at the moment. So I've just pulled out another knife. I was going to buy a new poker tool when I was at the crop this weekend, because we have a shop there. But unfortunately, she didn't have any poker tools there, so I really need to go and source myself one of those this week. So I'm just using my glue there just to stick those down. And then I'm just going to use my, oh no, I'm not putting the brads in yet, I'm just taking these Amy Tangerine like transparency stickers. And to be honest, I really don't like them. I find them really hard to use, so because they're transparent and shiny at the same time, and I just find them really hard to read. So yeah, I'm not sure, I might stick them on a sheet of white paper and cut them out or something like that to actually use them more. So here I am just adding those brads in. I'm just moving that star there for to get it to layer right. So yeah, I've just completely forgot I was about to say something there, and it just completely slipped my mind. Anyway, I think I'm now looking through my thickers, trying to find a thicker that I want to use. Pull out the sticker sheet that you've seen me pull out many times, but I can't get them to work. I'm deciding to look at through my other sticker sheets, but again, none of the colours kind of really match, so I end up not going with any of those. You see me pull out the same like few sheets over and over again. I've pulled out these thickers. They're kind of a chipboard, and they almost feel like they've got a washi tape over them, and it's a sort of a grey and a blue, sort of tealy blue stripe, so I think they go really well. So I'm just titling this layout Water Taxi, and yeah, I mean, I really like the font. It's just kind of, it doesn't stand out too much, but it goes together really well. And then I just pull out one of the asterisks from each of them, 3 of those off the sheet, and add them to each of the clusters. So yeah, that's it. I'm really happy with how the layouts turn out, and I'll just put some stills up. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back with some more videos this week. Cheers, bye!